What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sports Talk 101. And in today's video, folks, we're at the point where the 2025 college football, first of all. But the 2025 college football regular season is in the books, folks. Have you guys seen my video? I did a video a week, was it for bracket and look at the bowl games. People have done a video preview predicting the bowl games. Go check that video out. I did a preview prediction video for Army Navy, which we'll get to that in a second. But college football season is over. Conference championship games over. Is the postseason already, folks? Bowl games right around the corner. Playoffs. College football playoffs right around the corner. We're gonna kick things off as tradition. The first Saturday right after conference championship game, which happens the first Saturday of December, is the annual Army vs Navy game. In this case, Navy beats Army 17-16 to win the Commander-in-Chief trophy. Let's have this game. This was a close game. Navy had lead up 7-0. In the first quarter, second quarter, Army scores touchdown, 2 field goals. So it's 13-7 right now the score, right? So you're up there. Then I believe the third quarter, Navy gets the ball real quickly, but Navy goes up. It's 13-10, 3-point game, 16-10, and Navy takes a touchdown in the fourth quarter. Only scoring in the fourth touchdown to win the game, a 1-point game right there. Navy's quarterback, Hovind, 7 for 14, 82 yards, 1 touchdown. Passing, 1 rushing touchdown, 107 yards, 34 carries. The wide receiver, he had 6 receptions, 1 touchdown, 72 yards. Pretty decent game there. Honestly, this was a really good game. Normally I don't watch this game as often, but look, I'm not particularly root for anything. I don't make particularly it's not. I know it's a big rivalry game, but you don't make a pick. But this ends up to be usually Navy Army game. It tends to be every single week. Every year, some years blood, depending years, but some years it tends to be a really close game. In this case, this year was another close game. Where we go? It is also time of year. It is award time, which is and we're looking into this year's. We're gonna start with the Heisman Trophy winner. Congratulations to Fernando Menendez of Indiana to win not only the Heisman, which is the biggest one, the Maxwell Award, the Walter Camp Award, the David O'Brien Award. Let's see, what other awards did he win? Yep, that's it. Of course, Cincinnati becomes the coach of the year for a second year in a row, back-to-back years. Look, I love what Cincinnati is doing at Indiana. Okay, last year ago, he took this Indiana team. Okay, a team that I think was winless. I think they won 2 or 3 games. They make a ball game a year ago to a 10-2 team. First of all, they were 10-2 last, I believe. Makes the playoff, lose to Notre Dame in the first round. And I said, look, this is like, what video for Indiana? I think Indiana had they had Penn State and then Oregon. 2 toughest games on the schedule. I said they go 10-2, and let's say don't make the Big Ten title game. There's a good chance that Indiana make the playoffs. I thought Indiana could make playoffs. Now, I did not think Indiana was capable of replicating what they did a year ago. Because it's hard to go based on the success. Alabama has done it. Georgia, right? These 2 teams, even Ohio State, LSU, Clemson, when these, especially Clemson, LSU, Georgia, and Alabama, especially Alabama, win the championship on the next year after year after year. At some point, you cannot replicate success. You saw it with Georgia. You see it with Alabama, LSU, Clemson, Ohio State has some success. We've seen time to time, and I don't know if I didn't know that Skinner's going to do that, but I knew that this would be tough because 2 games, all game past State. I didn't know that Indiana's going to have the same replica of say he did a year ago for the playoffs. And to me, when I look at Indiana, a team like Indiana, you expect that, right? They've never been the greatest program in the last 4 or 5 years. Michigan beats them a year. Lose to Ohio State, you lose to Penn State, you lose to Michigan, you're losing to Michigan State, you're losing to Ohio State, you're losing to Rutgers, you maybe win against Indiana, Illinois, you beat Purdue, you might beat, Maryland, you might beat Rutgers, you may lose all these games, might beat Michigan State, might beat, and when I started getting him last year in the whole Google Meet thing, I was like surprised, gospel, in all what he's able to turn around program. And then this year, there's no way. It's very hard to repeat a success. Well, guess what? Not only repeat the success he had last year, you go undefeated, you win the first Big Ten since World War II, you beat House the first time since I think 1987, something like that. You have your coach win the coach of the year road, back-to-back years. Your freshman quarterback in Fernando Bonanza wins Heisman. You're in the playoffs. You get a first round bye. I think I made predictions that said Indiana's going to win it. I stand by that. This team is capable of winning a national championship game. It's the way this team's doing offensively. One of the best offense. They retain the defense coordinator by extending his contract, mind you. It's been a while up and down the Big Ten. Is the Big Ten better than the SEC? No. I'm not saying the Big Ten is better than the SEC. What I'm trying to say is the Big Ten is catching up to the SEC. Yes, the SEC is going to be superior to the Big Ten. If there's a Big Ten homer, I'm going to tell you right now, the Big Ten will be always underdog or inferior to the result is the SEC is better. They always with exception games, but I think the Big Ten is now trying to catch up to a point where I think the Big Ten will take over. I'm not saying that Big Ten's gonna dominate college football for the next 4 or 5 years. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's possible. Just to keep in mind. Okay. It is war season, so take a look at that. Oh, well, here we go. We're gonna look at 4 games. Comfortable. Yeah. Well, it's also like I said, those are the games. It's playoff time. We got playoff study on Friday night. We got one game at 8 p.m. ABC, a rematch of the season in Norman, Oklahoma. As Tyson with Caleb DeBoer travels to Norman, Oklahoma to take on Brent Venables and the Oklahoma Sooners. I think Oklahoma wins this one. I'm riding high on Oklahoma. I like what John Mateer is doing, what Brent Venables is doing. I know Alabama has 3 losses. With 3 losses, the first 10-3 teams to make it playoff. I think, Vanderbilt's on team should replace Alabama. I don't think Alabama should got in. Just not because of the record, because of what schedule and all that. Now, this is say Alabama team lost to Oklahoma a year ago. A year ago. Loses to Oklahoma again this year, earlier this season. Loses to Florida State earlier this season. And loses to one more team earlier in the year. Oh, yeah. Georgia in the championship game. Honestly, now this will be a good game. Alabama, Caleb DeBoer against Oklahoma, especially the rumors, because we'll talk about it again later this video. But this will be a good game in Norman. Oklahoma versus Alabama. We got Saturday, we got great 3 games. Saturday noon ABC. Miami of Florida against Texas A&M. This could be a good one. Carson Beck and Mario Cristobal against Mike Arco at Texas A&M. The Aggies versus the Hurricanes. It was a really good job. This will be a really good matchup. That game in college season, one of the toughest place to play. We head to Oxford, a rematch of the year when Ole Miss beat Tulane. Tulane takes on Ole Miss 3:30 on TNT. Same day on TNT, same match. James Madison takes on Oregon. Look, this is going to be a great matchups here. Tough games to play. Let's take a look at the latest odds of these matchups. Let's take a look. Alabama is minus 7, 1.5 favorite. Against Oklahoma. Give me Oklahoma plus 1.5 to cover and to win. Give me the Aggies minus 3.5 to win and to cover. I'll leave that as it is. Give me the plus 25 for the Madison. Plus 21.5, I think, to cover. Maybe Oregon wins it. I don't know. This will be one good game right here. Especially play on the road in Eugene. I know this will be a tough place to play. Give me Rebels minus 7.5. I think that goes. No Lake Cliff for this one. He's off to LSU to be the head coach. We'll see how Ole Miss does for the head coach. Alright. So, like, that's there you go. So, we recapped the Army Navy game. We took a look at the awards. We took a look at the football playoffs. Now it is time for some updates on the rules of college football, and specifically about coaching carousel. It's been a wild coaching carousel this offseason and even the regular season right now. But since we are the offseason for most teams, there we go. Missouri State, Michigan Valley High coach, Washington State new head coach in Kirby Moore. Coach Carolina hires is Brian Bird. Coach Carolina Blake Anderson, Toledo. Tulane takes Mike Tulane job. We'll have for Tulane. Ducon hires Jason Kendall. Memphis College Charles Huff. Penn State hires Matt Campbell. Tosh Lupi from Cal. So, main April 2, James Madison, Morrison. So, these are the highlights. Brian highlight to South Florida. Neil Brown to Texas. Pat Fitzgerald now in Michigan State head coach. But this fits the bill for the Kelsey Kessel. So far, we talked about the Army Navy game. Some coaching decisions, and then, of course, some of the big names we talked about the Costa Kessel. A lot of jobs been filled out. I know a few teams have a lot of field, but Idaho Michigan is the biggest one. Right now, trying to look for a job. The whole Toronto situation. I don't know where Michigan will go. Will it be Canada Ball? Will it be Kenny Dillingham? Will it be somebody else? We'll find out. Anyways, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens off season. Obviously, get close to the end of the season, especially with Strasburg open up again, and I believe in January and early time days for December coming up for this year. So it'll be interesting here. But like I said, coach to cancel on this time of year. The coach to be fired higher is always a good time. So that's that. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button. I suppose I will say out. See you next video. Peace.